for the truth at the edge of the day. Smartest crowd in the room, typing sharp in the dark. Every clue gets a name, every lie gets marked. And the chat starts to hum like a wire in rain. One more case, one more call, pull the veil again. LolCow crypt, say it like a prayer. LolCow crypt, we meet you there. LolCow crypt, brains in the mist. Morning podcast, midnight twist. The glass and the shadows thin. You still want that chill, wanna stare back in. LolCow crypt, say it like a prayer. LolCow crypt, we meet you there. LolCow crypt, smartest souls I know. Morning show in the afterglow. LolCow crypt, don't let it slip. We keep that strange light lit.
Jaffe, welcome to LolCow Crypt. Happy Friday, everybody. We always have our boy David Jaffe here with us. We have Tech Protect sitting in the back, and we always have me, your host, Wings of Redemption. Is Jaffe gonna work his camera today? Here he goes.
I'm just deciding how I feel about everything today. I'll be there in a moment. What up? How you doing, Wings?
I'm doing well. I'm doing
Good.
much better today.
Oh, was yesterday bad?
No. Yesterday was better. Day before was not as good.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad you're doing well. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Friday. Don't forget tomorrow if you're just joining us. What?
Cut the gain down a little bit. Like,
You cut the gain down a little bit.
keep
Boom.
talking while you do it. Keep going.
There once was a lady who came to my house. She said, "Look here, I've eaten a mouse.
There you
Cut
go.
open my stomach." All right.
Turn up a little.
Oh my God. How about that?
There you go.
All right. All right. I'm just trying to pop my screen out. Done. All right, fellas. Welcome to Friday. It's Memorial Day weekend. That ain't bad. We're back into the world where Star Wars opens on Memorial Day, which is great. Mandalorian Grogu is out. I was going to see it. Probably won't see it now. I'm very excited about He-Man, but whatever. That's going on this weekend. People are barbecuing this weekend. You have to be careful, especially if you live on the East Coast, up and down the seaboard. There's a new study out today, Wings, and this hits you, and you got to be careful. With the planet getting hotter, do you know who's moving from the south all the way up as far into New York? Very dangerous.
What's moving from the south up to New York?
Yep.
Because of heat.
Yep.
Alligators? I don't know.
Water moccasins. Water moccasins are predicted to get all the way up to New York this year. And they're saying snake bites are going up because with the heat, they're moving to new places where people aren't used to snakes. So it's not just now walking in the woods. It's your local track that you run at. It's playgrounds where kids play at. And they're not just staying in the south where water mock. And this is happening all over. Black mamba is happening in Africa. There are snakes moving into big mega cities in China because the whole planet's getting hotter, and snakes are like, "Fuck this shit! It's too hot for us," and snake bites are going up. So all I'm saying is, happy Memorial Day. Maybe go see Grogu, and don't get bit. Boom. And that's how I make $250,000 an episode. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Like you said, I got to worry about this. Like, dude, I've had water moccasins near me my entire life.
Well, no, but you're going to get more. They're going to be on the move.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
You're going to start seeing them in little, little marching. I don't know what they do. They're snakes.
Dude.
I remember once we had a cabin, not a cabin, a little lake house that we used in the South when I was growing up. And my brother-in-law was fishing, and I was sitting next to him, and he pulls out, thought it was going to be a fish. It was a fucking water moccasin on the end of his line. And that thing was swinging back and forth, coming right at my fucking face. And I'm like, what? I never fucking forget it. Never
Dude,
fucking
I used to have a boat when I was a young man, and I used to have a 22 rifle, and they would like to hang out on the oak trees right above the water.
Yeah.
And I'd used to just take the rifle and just shoot them out the oak trees before I went underneath them because I was always afraid they'd fall on my head.
They probably would. I don't know. I mean, they were probably seeking shade in the trees, but still, I don't know. I could never kill an animal unless it attacked me. But good for you. Good for you. You're a goddamn real man, Jordy. A lot of kids.
It's got nothing to do with being a real man. I'm actually out there actively trying to catch fish. I mean, that's killing them too.
No, I know. I just don't. I can't do it, and I don't bring it up like aren't I noble? I can't do it. I'm saying I lack that gene. I lack that ability to.
I like that gene too, but it only applies to certain animals. Like certain animals, they get the green light. Like a snake, I'll kill a snake, right? I'll kill a mouse. Like I don't really have fear of a mouse or something or like a fish. But like if it's some like domesticated animal, I never could do it. Not on purpose.
I couldn't do it on purpose for a mouse or a snake.
So like if I had you out in the boat and I go, Jaffe, here, put this line in the water. We're going to tie this off to the tree. And you're not going to kill an animal right then, but an animal's going to come by and bite that bait and just sit there until it dies. Would that give you a guilt trip the entire time?
I mean, I'd be able to function on the planet as a human, but no, I would not appreciate and enjoy that experience at all. And I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all. I'll kill it if it's going to attack. But otherwise it's alive. I don't know enough about life and what it is. And some people will justify it to themselves and say, well, that animal isn't conscious or it doesn't have the same blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know that. And you don't know that. You're guessing.
You do hillbilly hole fishing?
I have no idea what that is.
Well, you don't kill the animal, but it's catfishing. All right. But what you do is you go in where catfishes live. They live in like these little holes in the mud, and you stick your arm down in there and the catfish bites up about to your elbow and you pull it out with your arm. Would you do that? No,
because I think fish are gross. But doesn't that kill them because they don't have air when they come up into the world, into our world?
No, you put them back. You don't keep them.
Oh, I don't like fish at all. I think they're disgusting.
It doesn't hurt them at all.
Yeah, but it hurts you, right?
Yeah, a little bit. They got a little bit of teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, listen. Maybe I'm just a fucking weirdo. I know all about weirdos now because there was another study that came out. If you'd like to hear about it, it's pretty fucking fascinating. And there may be somebody in your life, chat, my sweet, dear, lovely chat. There may be somebody in your life that is like this. In fact, I'm going to save this story, but I'm going to give you a little bit later in the show the 5 traits. Now, I want you to, before I say the word, I want you to understand. I'm not talking Hannibal Lecter. I'm not talking, Michael Myers when I say psychopath. Psychopathy is a real thing. It's a dangerous thing, and you need to be aware of the people who have it. And there are about 2% of the population that have it, give or take. And I'm going to tell you the things to look out for. And some of them I'm like, man, do I do that? So we'll cover that in a little bit. It's a big news day. UFO. What did he call them? Tranches?
I don't keep my thumb on the UFO side of things.
The government has dropped a bunch of other UFO files today for your Memorial Day weekend reading. There is one I do want to show. I don't think I can until Tech gets back because I can't share my screen. But there is. I've only glanced at them, but one looked really interesting. So I do want to put that one up when we get around.
When are they going to show the little gray men? When's that one dropping?
I don't know. I
think it's going to be like they're going to save it for last. Like, oh, well, here's us with the Roswell aliens. Here's Trump taking a selfie.
Yeah, I honestly do not think, like, do I believe in aliens and UFOs? More, yeah. I think there's probably a lot going on there that we don't know. But what I will say though is I don't trust the government to come forward in any meaningful way with it. Like the fact that Trump's like, I told you I was going to be transparent. Here you go. And I'm kind of like going, I'll believe it when I see it, because, but that doesn't mean I don't believe. I do believe, but I don't necessarily believe what they're showing us right now is anything meaningful. If they really had something meaningful, why would Trump just be like, you know what? Out of all the other presidents that have ever existed that had this information, I've decided I'm the only one. I mean, it totally tracks for his brain. I'm the only one smart enough to realize I'm going to release this. It's like, dude, what's more likely, that or the fact that you're basically distracting us, or you're playing us, or you're just a troll? I would say. Do you
think the other presidents didn't want to kill the mystery? Like, it's fun to think about these kind of things. And like, once you have all the facts, because like, even if you release everything, people are going to be like, well, they saved the really good stuff. That's what they're going to, oh, the really good stuff. They didn't give us that. They just gave us all the stuff that kind of looks good. Right.
I don't know why the other presidents didn't share it if there was something to share, but my guess is there's two options. One is what they were saying was true, which is, Obama was like, I haven't seen anything. That was one of the first things I asked. Show me the aliens. They're like, we don't know what they are. We don't have them. So it's either that, or it's the fact that there is real classified stuff. And Trump is like, let's just eke out the most minimal shit we can. And then there's the third option, just so I can say I did something. But the third option is the one that UFO enthusiasts like myself hope for, which is they are softening up the ground or the psyche of the world to start to go, let's start normalizing the idea that there are things in the skies and under the oceans that we don't really understand what's happening. We're not going to call them aliens. We're not going to show you the bodies. We're not going to tell you what interdimensional beings are, but get comfortable living in a space where that's a thing. And, that's what I hope is happening, because the first two are kind of boring.
Me as well. Thank you, Jaffe. I want to get to some of the super chats. MTX.
Are you back? I'm back. The show?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, I do want to share, before you get to the super chats, I just want to show you, let's wrap this UFO story for the moment. I want to share my screen real quick.
Let's give it a look.
Give me a second. Where'd it go? All right, this is the one I felt was, this is from March 2026. They requested access. This is from Syria, from 2021. Okay. And this was uploaded by looks like a member of the military to a classified.
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
This was uploaded to a classified network that I guess sounds like the military made for their people to upload weird shit. All right, I'm not going to show you the whole video, but I'll show you the sequence. That's just watch this thing. They say they don't know what it is, so they're classifying it as a UAP. No, hey, go up here.
It's always this camera.
I understand. Hang on a second, though. Okay, watch this. It's tracking it.
Kind of looks like a witch on a broom.
It does. Now, look at this. Watch this. See that? They're basically, what they're wowing at is the instant acceleration.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have anything that does that. We don't know how to do that. Now, I don't fucking know. I'm sure skeptics will be like, oh, well, you see, it's the parallax of this, that, and the other. Maybe it is. I don't fucking know. I just know that thing was here and then it's now gone. And they're slowing it down. Let's see what it looks like at 25. Watch this. 25% speed. Here it is, if you can't see it. I mean, come on, right? So, Jordy, you're a skeptic. What do you think that is?
I have no earthly clue what that is.
Right. But it is It could be easily explained, but but you would agree it's pretty compelling in terms of I'd like to know what that is, even if it's bullshit, right?
Yeah, I'm interested enough to be like, I wonder if somebody smarter than myself has already figured this out. But like, yeah, because like in my head, I'm like, well, what naturally could do that? But like, it's really fucking fast. Like I know speed's not relative on that camera because it's so far away. Because like generally, those things are like, I don't know, 6 miles above the ocean and stuff like that. So you're looking at something 3 miles away. So the speed is not relative to your eyesight. But at the same time, it's like, oh, that was really quick.
Maybe Han was like, Chewie, hit light speed. He's like, "Arr."
It would be really cool if it was a witch, right? Let's get to the super chats.
Super chat's coming in. MTX member for 4 months says, love this show. One of the best in the LCU. Thank you, sir. That girl, Bandworld for a month, says, good morning and happy Friday. Pavlov's D, I don't see the rest of this name. Dogma, Wings, why can you only recount things that happened like 20 years ago when it comes to being outside? LOL. That is
very good question. The reason is 20 years ago, I was actually an active human being. In the last 20 years, I've been playing Call of Duty and doing podcasts for my living. So I've pretty much been sitting in this chair for 20 years. So I haven't been making those experiences outside of like doing things for like YouTube, like, you know, getting my stomach cut out, going to fight Boogie, you know, going to like, you know, 4th of July parties and stuff like that, billionaires bashes. Like, I don't really get out the house that much because I'm kind of tethered to like creating content.
Son of Sean says, love you, Wings. Just finished DS2. Loved it. That's good. What's DS2?
Dark Souls 2.
There you go.
Oh, Dark Souls 2? Oh, okay. It was Death Stranding. Okay.
Big Mistake says, happy Friday. I think you're the bee's knees. Aw.
Hey, Big Mistake. Knucklehead McGee. Thanks, buddy, for all of that. We
Passion,
appreciate it.
welcome to Band World. Bree says, what type of alien are you most hoping for? I think the Greys. I think those are the coolest ones.
No, I'm hoping for the Nordics, man.
What is a Nordic?
Well, this was actually on Fox News the other day. It's so crazy Fox News covered this, but there's the 4 alien types. There's that they say, and Fox News was talking about this. The mantis ones, which are the more aggressive ones. The Greys that are like the little servants. The Nordics, which are the ones that have bred with humans and altered our DNA. They're like tall, like 7 feet tall, really good looking characters, humans. And then there's the
Nordic sounds like those guys from Prometheus. What are the engineers?
Yeah. They're attractive. There are pictures if you want to bring them up. You can see them. But what's the fourth one? There's the Greys, the Nordics, the reptiles, the lizard people. Yeah. So you know, I would go with the Nordics. I would like to be abducted by like 3 female Nordic aliens, and
they're
they're
like snoo up.
I don't know what snoo is,
That's
but
Sex from Futurama with the alien Amazonian women.
Oh, I see. Yes, yeah. The reptilians eat the humans, so I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah, in Futurama, the giant women, the way they torture and kill their prisoners is they have sex with them until they die of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that's not bad.
It's called snoo.
Not a bad way to do it.
Real History Explained says, Pepsi Pimp, happy Friday, boys. Tech is fat. Thank you. Passion, also Bandworld for 2 months, says, this is the best show in the LCU. Thank you so much. Respurgu says, paranormal phenomena. Thank you. Rocker Matt says, are we still taking donos for the movie suggestions or just the 2 wheels for tomorrow? Jaffe, that's your call. 2 movies are long. 3 is even longer.
We're only doing 2 movies tomorrow. We might do a bigger marathon coming up because even though it really wrecked my brain, I kind of had fun doing that all day, all night movie marathon we did. But I don't think we'll be doing 3 tomorrow. There's so much going on this weekend, at least for me, that I don't think we're going to do it.
Understood.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, now you can say what you want. I want to show you one more image real quick. You can say what you want about the aliens. Oh, is somebody sharing their screen or am I?
I am, because I wanted to talk about the lizard people right here. Did you guys see this?
Yesterday? I have the exact same image up. Okay. Go ahead, Wings. No, go ahead. But make it bigger. Make yours bigger.
Okay. How do I do this?
There you go.
Yeah, go. So like there's this guy on Fox News who's obviously wearing a realistic human mask the other day. I don't know why he was doing it, but could this be some of those Nordics or those reptilian people?
Well, it could be anything. And the theories around this have been really interesting. One of them was he's wearing that in order to sort of send a message to people. You have to be careful because these are tactics that we are using. I honestly don't know. And that is not manipulated. That has been all over the internet. That is very wild and weird and strange. Yeah, Rush says it's just a person wearing a mask. Yeah, I got it. We know that. But why? First off, it's a pretty goddamn good mask. Second off, why is he going on the news revealing that he's wearing a mask? The story was not about wearing a mask. He just was up there doing it. It could also be the shirt clipping giving the visual. People have suggested it's a Chiron thing, but it's not, because you can see it flapping. You can see the shadow. This shirt is black. This one is blue. So it's not like this is some green screen artifacting or something. This is literally a physical object that's
It's on
separated.
purpose. It's 100% on purpose, because like you don't wear a mask that detailed and that expensive and then just wear like a collared shirt with the collar open.
Well, maybe it no, but maybe it came up. Maybe he didn't realize it had come up. I mean,
it doesn't look like it goes all the way down into his shirt. Like it looks like he purposely wanted people to know he had a mask on, but at the same time wore a mask. Because like I think he's trying to send a message, like what you said, like these are some tactics that people will be using against you. Like
yeah, but in that case, you'd think the story would have been about that, right? But anyway, though,
here's another thought. Like Fox News knows what this guy looks like. When they've been like, well, you look different. Was he wearing a mask of himself? Because like, what does this guy look like outside? Like if we ever looked him up and seen what he looks like everywhere else in the world?
I don't know, but this is what AI says. Despite the rumors, he's not wearing a mask. What you're seeing is a bizarre optical illusion caused by a perfect storm of things. Harsh studio lighting, heavy TV makeup, video compression, and natural aging. Ultimately, it's just a bad camera shot of a military expert discussing U.S.-Iran standoffs. Okay.
Don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
I mean, yeah, okay. I guess. Look. I'm willing to believe either. Could it be bullshit and we're just reading into it because it's fun? 100%. Well, 90%. Could it be real though? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, rewatch it real quick. Yeah, let me bring up this one. This one might be a little more clear. I don't know, Jordy, if it is, but hang on.
Yeah.
Let me share this screen with you guys. Maybe he's hiding from Scooby-Doo. You goddamn right, Hannah. That's a good one. All right, here you go. Here he is again. Let's see what he's talking about.
In the eyes of the Iranian people, but the world global economy, which they're holding all hostage to, the more everybody comes to realize,
when he breathes in.
At the end of the
see
day,
that it creates a gap there.
That not only hands over the nuclear material, stops threatening the Straits of Hormuz.
I mean, I guess you could argue that's a shadow, but
quits exporting the Islamic Revolution throughout the region, causing the collapse of Lebanon, Gaza, Yemen, Syria, and in the eyes of the Iranian people, but
the best explanation I can come up with is he probably wasn't wearing that outfit, and they put his head over that outfit for the interview, so he looks more.
Why would they? Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Maybe he's just wearing like a t-shirt and they were like, the studio needs you to be better dressed. Like, well, I don't have anything on me clearly to be ready for this interview. Boom.
All right. Well, maybe. I don't know, but
I don't think that's the case, because this guy's a vice admiral. Like, he's used to these kind of situations where he has to dress to impress.
Yeah. Yeah. Jaffe, look at the interview with him 2 days earlier. Where would I find that, Billy Bads? And why? What's different about it? He's got a green necklace on. Yeah, that could do it, I guess. Anna G says, I don't like that. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's weird, man.
It just looks like if I grabbed it, it would like be one of those like almost silicone mask, right? Like you could just like a Halloween mask.
Yeah, like what you could probably do is you could take this image and brighten it up here, and it would either expose skin or it would make the depth look even deeper. You know what I'm saying? Because if this is just an illusion and this is a shadow, then you'd be able to tell, I think, if you brightened it up. But, I don't know. Interesting. I think it's very interesting.
I looked him up, and he does look exactly like this.
Okay, with that part, with his neck?
No. Like, he looks like the guy on the screen. Like, if he's got a mask on, he has a mask of himself on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Pickled Impure, tech scam my dono on Wednesday. No, we literally read it out and had a conversation about it. You just didn't pay attention, and that's why you're not getting unbanned from Wings' YouTube channel, dickhead. Haha.
What was his dono? What did we talk about?
Do you think that this channel or this stream is Wings' redemption arc? Remember talking about that on Wednesday?
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
This dummy, Pickled. That's why you're not getting unbanned, loser.
Okay, that guy does look a little different.
Yeah, because like this is a regular picture of him, and he's got like more features on his face, whereas this one doesn't have as many wrinkles and stuff like that.
That's a fucking mask, dude. If what you're showing is like we can take it at face value, can you right click that and make it bigger? Just open it as its own image. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's coming up.
And then zoom in a little bit. Right. I mean, come on, man. Now, whether or not that motherfucker is wearing a mask or not, I get lighting and everything, but that does not look like the same man's face. Right? I mean,
yeah, like you can see, like where the mask covers his teeth, where his lips naturally doesn't cover his teeth. You have the laugh lines on the side of his face. They're there, but they're way less pronounced.
You don't have any of the skin blemishes like around his head, or look at that. Now you do. Now what about this? Is this on my screen or his, where he's got this like mole or dark patch on his left cheek?
It's on both.
Okay, so that's weird. That's weird.
But he lost all the liver spots on his dome, right?
He could have makeup on
that could be that could be makeup though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's weird. What does the article you're looking at say? What are they? Are they agreeing or debunking it, or what are they saying?
I don't know. I haven't read the article itself. Fox News. It's one of these. Look at the neckline.
Pickle Impure. What was the second part of your dono? We did cover the
second part of his dono was that he wants the cow's name to be Liquid Richard. Also, thank you, Jaffe.
And that was on the
that
was on the wheel.
The second part of that dono was thanks, Jaffe, for telling the truth to Wings. The biggest reason why this shit happens is because he lets it get to him.
Okay,
but we did talk about that.
All right,
Liquid.
There you go, Pickle.
This guy Pickle doesn't pay attention.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well, there you go.
It looks like a mask. It looks like a mask to me. I'm calling it a mask.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, there's weird shit happening out in the world, boys. Let's be as we head into the weekend. Let's be careful. Have you heard of Viz? This is pretty amazing if you're an old guy like me. Have you heard of Viz?
The publishing company?
I'm not.
No, it's a new thing scientists have created. It's a new prescription eye drop that temporarily restores near vision for 10 hours. So you get up in the morning, if you have to wear glasses for reading, and let me tell you, one of the most disconcerting things about getting older with the vision is you can't will it. Like sometimes you can kind of squint and see something in the distance and go, okay, I think I know what that is. But when you're looking like this, it's futile. You get up, you go bloop, bloop. For 10 hours, you have 20/20 near vision. Isn't that amazing?
That is fucking amazing. Because like I have a vast misunderstanding of how eyes work, I'm guessing. Because I've always thought that the reason you get your vision goes from 20/20 and gets worse as you age is because the shape of your eye changes and it takes in light differently. Is that not how it works?
I have no idea. A guy with a lab coat and glasses makes those calls.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works because that's how I always thought it worked. That your eye changes in shape a little bit and it takes light in differently. And like when you put glasses on like these, it reshapes how your eye takes in the light. So like, are these drops like literally changing the contour of your eye, but it only can do it for so long? If so, does it make a feeling?
No idea. No idea.
What
I can tell you is the FDA has approved it in August. It's not permanent, but it is a significant advancement in non-invasive vision correction. And I've had LASIK before, which did great. As with any medication, it says it should be used under the guidance of an eye care professional to ensure safety and best results. So if you're interested, hit up your doctor. The next time I see my eye doctor, I'm going to ask him about it. That's pretty cool, man.
Before we move on from this, I want to check something.
Yeah.
I've always heard LASIK eye surgery has an uptick in Minecraft games.
I don't know what that means.
We can't say it.
Minecraft.
Yeah, that word.
Oh, okay, maybe. I never had that experience. My experience getting LASIK, I got it back in 2001. We had just shipped Twisted Metal, and I had a break, and so me and my wife at the time, we both went and said, let's get LASIK. And, we did our research and everything. And we went to a doctor in Santa Monica and he did it. And boy, I'll tell you, I remember we were sitting at this pizza place we like to go to. And it was the first time I was able to sit and look across the street and I could see everything. Because I was really bad with my far vision. So my LASIK experience has been wonderful, and it starts to go. But why? Yeah, Kristen Kiley says many people have taken their own lives after LASIK. What's the reason?
I don't know. Like, I was hoping you would know because you seemed very knowledgeable about this stuff. I'm like, I've always heard this. It's like one of those like conspiracy theories that LASIK surgery like increases a person's chance to self in Minecraft.
Well, we could look it up.
AI said that there's no correlating effects with it. It's random, which I can believe that too. But like I've always heard like LASIK surgery, it only lasts like 10 years. But what you're saying is wrong.
It's not as good as it was when I walked out or when it healed after a couple of days. But it helped wonderfully, and it still helps. Like I can drive now without glasses. I don't, because I see better with glasses. But before I had LASIK 25 years ago, I couldn't drive without glasses. Like I couldn't see 10 feet in front of me. So now I can totally drive and watch a movie without glasses, but I'd prefer not to.
Let me ask you this. Could you read a billboard on the other side of the street from where you're sitting?
No.
Okay.
Now I can, but before...
No, I'm talking about right now. Like if you had to look out the window and read a billboard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can function like somebody who doesn't need glasses.
Because I've always wanted LASIK surgery, but it's one of those things I'm like, I've always heard that losing weight, like gaining and losing weight affects your eyes and your eyesight, and like that can like throw off LASIK surgery. So you got to be pretty stable where your body's going to be. So I've always put it off because like I always have this dream I'm going to lose weight.
Yeah, my version of that is I keep the jeans in my closet from college. I'm like, one day I'll get back into those 3230s. It's like, no, you won't, motherfucker. You ain't ever getting back into those goddamn... Jesus will come back before you fit into those pantaloons. There ain't no goddamn way you're ever wearing those again. But you never know. Pickled Impure, thank you for the super chat. This is my favorite podcast made up of 3 big white dudes. Well, Tech will tell you he's a POC, but thank you regardless. We appreciate it. BB Phil.
All right, not POC.
I thought person of color. What's piece of shit is POS?
Oh, I was thinking point of sales, but you're right. Yeah.
BB Phil, we did cover the alien stuff. I haven't gone through all of it yet. It just came out today, but we did show one really weird acceleration vehicle or item, but we haven't gone that much deep into it because it's just out. I'm kind of waiting for the hardcore UFO people to go through it and then show us the 4 or 5 things we should talk about. It's the lizard people, says Red Sheets Metal. Thank you, buddy. They're back. Emergence Day is coming. Yeah, well, it may be coming, at least when it comes to that game. That's exciting. We're going to have an exciting June if you're a gamer. We got the Xbox thing. PlayStation just announced their showcase, which will be on the 2nd. It's going to be over an hour long. We're going to see a bunch of Wolverine stuff. I may have to buy a PS5 Pro. but that goddamn thing is now $1,000. I don't know if I can justify spending $1,000 on a console. But the thing is, you're not going to be able to play Wolverine. You can't play GTA 6 on PC. It's going to be a while before the PS6 comes out, so I may bite the bullet. Intergalactic, we'll probably see something from. We may see Cory Barlog's new game, so it may be time to pull the trigger.
Before we go through, can I finish the super chats? Catch up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Regional Supervisor at Store 501, says Spawn Killer. Then we have Casey Benson. Look at the neck when he breathes in. It moves weird. It does move fucking weird.
It does, yeah.
Nostalgic Nutter. That's crazy. Welcome to Cash Cow. Red Shoes Metal for $5 says, it's the lizard people. They are back. Emergent Day is coming. I know you read that. Pickled and Pure is my fave podcast. Okay, we read that. We're all caught up. We're all good.
Did we get the new people? Did we get the new people who were Cash Cow except that last one? Because I thought there were a couple new ones.
But
by the way,
I got them all.
FYI, tomorrow at 2:00, we will be watching Enemy Mine with Lou Gossett Jr. and Dennis Quaid about an astronaut who crash lands on a planet, and him and this weird alien have to work together to survive. It's pretty gosh darn good slice the 80s. And then after that, we will be watching, what's the other one?
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, which is also a classic 90s comedy with David Spade.
You have a PlayStation 5 controller right behind you. Do you not have a basic one?
I do.
That will run GTA 6.
Yeah, but it's not going to give you the experience you want, baby. Come on now.
Yeah, but like you're going to spend $1,000 and we're about to put the PlayStation 6 out in the next year or so.
I don't know. Because it's what I do on my other shows and stuff. I got to be up on the juice. I don't know what that means, but maybe it'll catch on.
See, I got the PS5 Pro and I don't think it's worth it. Like I've never
No, you're right. Not right now. But I do think when GTA 6 comes out, you will see a difference. When Wolverine comes out, when Intergalactic comes out, and now that Sony has been like, we're going to no longer put our single player games on PC, I'm going, okay, well now maybe I have to care about consoles again. GTA will be out on PC, but I can't wait until a year or 6 months before Rockstar puts it out on PC. So there's no way. Why can't we play GTA 6 on the PC? You can, Cynthia. Thank you for the super chat. It's just that, like I said, it's not day and date release. They haven't announced when, but it's usually about a year or so for PC. Jaffe, you should look up the case, says Kristen, of Jessie Starr. She was a meteorologist who got LASIK and took her life due to the debilitating side effects. Yeah. Well, I don't need to look it up. You just educated me, Kristen. But I mean, what are you going to do, man? You got to be careful of the goddamn internet. You got to be careful of two things. You got to be careful of the internet because it'll bring up all this sensationalistic shit and make everybody think that's the norm, like the COVID shot. Look at all the people who died from the COVID shot. Okay. But you also have to be careful with the mainstream, not just the media, but the mainstream establishment, because they'll lie to your face to make more money. So I don't know who to trust any fucking more.
Sometimes you can overthink things. Like, honestly, like I had to get my stomach cut out for weight loss surgery. And I did it the cheapest way I could possibly get it done. I went to Mexico and do it.
Okay.
So like, I'm a Southern boy. I've never been out of the country at this point. And I'm like, okay, let's go across the world. We flew all the way to San Diego. We got a bus in San Diego that took us across the border to Tijuana. And I had a man that didn't speak English cut me open and remove my stomach. It's a wild experience. But like leading up to that, I was watching like 600 Pound Life, and I was reading all these horror stories about people that went to like the medical tourism and got fucked up and ended up dying. And I was like, I went in there expecting to die. Like just 100%. I remember sitting in the hospital bed because you got there like a day before your surgery, and my mother went with me, and I was sort of writing out like a last will and testament, and I wrote down all my passwords and like, here's my bank account. And I wrote down like letters, like let my mother access my bank account and like everything like that. I was sort of writing that out the first day because I thought I was going to die when I got in that wheelchair. But like a guy,
I'm assuming the reason you did it though is you were like, if I don't do it, I'm going to die.
Right.
Okay.
Like I'm like, there's two possible solutions in my life right now. I can go lay in a bed and just die in a bed, or I could go get on a table in Mexico. One of them has life at the end of the tunnel, right? Like that was the thought process. Granted,
Makes
people will
sense.
make fun of me now because I've gained most of my weight back. You know, it is what it is with that. But like, it gave me a large portion of my life back, and like it let me experience things that hell even got me married. So it was the best $10,000 I spent in my life.
By the way, there's a thing we probably should bring up. See what the audience thinks, because I've seen this suggestion a number of times. Wings, would you be willing to do some physical therapy on stream?
Yeah, I mean, whatever people want to do. If people want that.
Yeah, as like a little donation thing, we get you some like resistant bands, you know, and you're just in the chair while we're talking about stuff. We get a 20, and you got to do like some reps of that resistance band.
Like if people want to donate for that, I'll be willing to do it up until my endurance won't allow me to do it.
All right.
And if it doesn't hurt the conversation, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I'll start planning some shit.
Somebody in the chat, Clinton says the LASIK people just want to sell LASIK and people did die from the shot. Yes. And you know who else died from COVID? People I actually knew, and they didn't get the shot. Guess what? I got the shot and all the boosters, and I didn't die. I got LASIK, and it's been great. So I appreciate the need to be skeptical. I appreciate the need to push back on the narrative. But there's a place you need to get to, in my opinion, beyond being skeptical. There's you got to get to healthy skepticism. Being skeptical as the default on everything, you're gonna miss out on a lot. That's all I'll fucking say. All right.
Well, I got the shot in the boosters, and I got COVID 3 times, and I didn't need to be hospitalized any of the 3 times. My wife's sister got COVID without the shot, and she was on a ventilator for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, don't take the shot. What do I care? Like I said, I know some people who died from COVID who didn't take the shot. I wish they were still here. But look,
COVID took some real ones from us, like John Prine, MF Doom.
Wait, did MF Doom die from COVID?
Yeah, MF Doom died for COVID.
I didn't know it was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that changes my whole
John
perspective.
Prine, legendary songwriter, wrote lots of country songs. He died from COVID.
Oh fuck! R.I.P. MF Doom and the other guy, whoever the fuck that was.
Well, yeah. So Jacob Waters says I'm dealing with a family member that just got a fatal brain tumor and had multiple boosters, but I can't tell if it's correlation or causality. Well, yeah, but I mean, no one. And I'm sorry, by the way, for that. That's really scary, and hopefully it isn't fatal. But I hear what you're saying. But at that point, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to basically say anything you get after the shot was because of the shot. And I know you're saying you don't know that, and that's your challenge. But I do think a lot of people will run with that narrative and go, you know, that's why he got the brain tumor. And I'm like, well, really?
Dude, see, when people tell like this, oh my Lord, this is like almost like the oil stuff, right? With politics. People tell me like, oh, people got the heart attack from getting the shot. Dude, you know how many shots you have to get when you're just born? Like K vitamin shots and all these things, just so your immune system can deal with the world around you and not die instantly. Like, it's crazy that you're so against this. You know how many vaccines you've had? You've had like 18 of them by the time you're the age 5.
Well, the complaint isn't vaccines itself, but it's the fact that the new technology around mRNA vaccines is what they're concerned about. Because mRNA just came out during COVID, right? And they're like, well, we don't really do vaccines this way. This is a new form of it, and it isn't tested, you know, a generation or 2 later to see what the side effects are. That was one of the biggest things.
But people need to remember, I mean, you know, look, I don't know. And I think it's worth, I don't think there was a perfect way to deal with what we all went through. I think the idea that now people are like, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking, we were all in it. Right? We were all sitting there watching very healthy people like that Chris Cuomo or his brother get it. And he, you know, jacked bodybuilding news anchor guy. And he was super healthy. And he was like, I literally thought I was going to die. I was seeing visions and blah, blah, blah. You've got a guy in the chat now, Jacob, saying it's terminal. No, sorry, not Jacob. I apologize. Vagrant who says, I never got the shot, got COVID. It was just a cold, and I never got it again. But then again, I'm not a fat fuck. And he was fine with it. And so this idea that, remember, we were wiping our groceries down, right? I remember going to the grocery store and you had to stand 6 feet away from people just in the line to get in the grocery store because they were limiting the number of people that could go into the goddamn grocery store. No one knew what was going on. And it doesn't mean that no one made mistakes, but I do think the Trump told people maybe we should inject bleach. He didn't tell people to do it, but he was positing that at a press conference. Or maybe we should put ultraviolet light up our buttholes, and that
ivermectin. You remember ivermectin?
Oh,
yeah,
God.
and some people still swear by it. But the point is, what morons? Don't we recognize how moronic we are that we are sitting around acting like we know? We got hit with what was clearly a weapon that was not meant to be released. I think everybody knows that. There were many of us, including me, saying that was the case. But, it could have just been an accident, but I don't think it was. And none of us had ever had anything like that in any of our lifetimes or close ancestor lifetimes. It's been a while.
My question is this. Like, if you break your arm...
Hang on a second, though. And so I get that we didn't know anything. But the idea that was so easy to become politicized, even though a lot of people made mistakes. Trump was in office when it happened. Biden came in after. They both made mistakes. They both did good things. But it's just so weird we're still bitching over it. Like, yeah, we were just trying to kill people. I mean, it's like no one knew what was going on. It's crazy that the narrative is that it was some conspiracy. But all right. Go ahead, Wayne.
My thought process is if you break your arm, you're going to go to the doctor. If you get sick, you're going to go to the doctor. Your chest starts hurting, you're going to go to your doctor. And your reason you do this is because and you give him money because he spent years of his life studying the human body and anatomy and has seen thousands of people that have gotten sick just like you. And he knows how to make you better and how to fix you, right? You trust your doctor. You have a personal care provider. These same people will go to him and be like, I know more about COVID than you do.
Right. And what they'll say is, yes, because you're in the pocket of big pharma. And some of them are. I imagine they all are to some extent. But you have to assume they're not to the point that they'll harm you. They may prescribe a medicine that will be 80% effective versus 92% effective because they get a kickback. But they're not going to actively harm you because they're evil. Most of them. Some people are crazy.
Well, here's my thing, and the reason I keep talking about it is because I mentioned him the other day, Jonas Salk. He created the polio vaccine, right? And he gave it away for free. He didn't patent it or anything like that. He allowed anybody that wanted to make it. Like any pharmaceutical company could use the formula and create this anti-vaccine for polio. And everybody took it, and polio was almost wiped off the earth, right? It came back a little bit, but It was pretty much done. If you did that with like the COVID vaccine, right? You wouldn't have eliminated polio because people would have been like, well, I'm not taking your shot. It might kill me. It might make my sperm count bad. It gave somebody a heart attack. That could be happenstance, right? Could be happenstance. Some people could just have a bad heart after they've got the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine didn't trigger the heart attack. If that was the case, you'd see it a lot more than like one or two fringe cases. I don't know. I just think people should, not everybody out there is actively looking to fuck you at all times. Like some people do things just to care. Like there's doctors that go to like third world countries in the jungle and like give people free vaccines or like do dentistry and stuff like that. They're not making money on that. They're losing money. They're risking their life. They're risking malaria. Some people just want to see people prosper.
Yeah.
And not everybody's out to fuck you.
Speaking about not to fuck you, Wings, I sent you a link in the group chat. It's time stamped. If you want to share your screen.
I actually have something similar planned on this, but we can do this now if you want to.
I think it's a good time. Get off of vaccines and conspiracy, get a little reset, and we can go on from there.
Okay. So, do you want me to lead in with like a story, or you just want me to jump right into the video?
Whatever you like. You're the presenter here.
All right. So, I'm a redneck, and as rednecks, we like seeing fast cars go around tracks. And one of our superheroes recently passed away yesterday, by the name of Busch. And like, there's a lot of like doubt around his death because he died very suddenly. Like between the time of his announcement of his death and the announcement that he went to the hospital was less than an hour. So he died within an hour of being hospitalized. He was 41 years old, and Tech has prepared us, or at least found us, a nice memorial of Kyle Busch here.
Well, it's one of my favorite quotes. One of my funny, better moments of him.
2015 Cup Series champion.
Got to where we needed it right there at the end, and was able to lead all those laps. And if it wasn't for lap traffic, it wouldn't even have been a race. I don't know what y'all are whining about, but if you don't like that kind of racing, don't even watch.
What happened with the initial contact with the wall, Kyle?
Just rubber on top of rubber. The rubber buildup that was happening. I just got in a corner a little too hot and just got up into the fence a little bit. And then, I don't know, 2-3 laps later, it blew out.
And for these guys, it was actually a broken A-arm that had them in the evening there.
You can pause it there.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you guys seen the conspiracy theory around this guy, though?
No,
I've never heard of this guy until now, but he seems like he's kind of an asshole, or what?
No.
Is that the idea?
He's one of the best to ever do it. Like, he's literally up there.
Yeah, he's a legend. He doesn't take the bullshit. He's very straightforward about it. He's like the Jaffe of racing, you could say.
He's an asshole.
He's a bad guy because he drives a Japanese car. He wins all the time. He beats all like the good old boys, that kind of stuff, right? Like, because NASCAR is more of a Southern thing. They want Chevrolet and Ford and Dodge to get the wins, even though Dodge is like an Italian company at this point.
Is it true that he was the guy driving the LolCow live car, and that made him sick?
No. That's Camelot.
He's doing that on purpose, Wings.
Oh, okay.
But so my understanding, let's get to the guy's death real quick. He didn't die in a fiery crash. My understanding is he had passed out in a simulator and they woke him up, and he was saying, the news is saying it's some kind of really sudden illness and mysterious illness. Like, have they come out and said what killed this guy?
They have not.
Interesting.
I have theories, right? Because he got sick on May 10th when he was winning. He won a race on May 10th in the truck series.
Okay.
And after that, he had to have a shot, right? They don't tell you what the shot is, but I'm assuming it's a hydration shot, something like that, to get fluids back in you because you sweat a lot. It's very, very hot. There's not a lot of traffic. Like it driving a NASCAR is a physical sport. That's why it's considered a motorsport. Very hot, hard to do, right?
Okay.
You got to be very in good shape to do it. I figured he got dehydrated on May 10th, and I think what's ended up happening, and this is my opinion, I don't know, but if I had to guess, he got walking pneumonia at some point when he was driving because of the way going 200 miles an hour will affect fluids in your body. But there's a conspiracy theory, which I don't believe, let me put it out there, that Kyle Busch was set up by his wife because they recently won a lawsuit in March for $8.5 million against Pacific Life Insurance.
Okay.
And this is a conspiracy theory that his wife is killing him to take the insurance money. But the problem with this is right here. Actually, this is shown here.
Yeah. Well, Glam Mayhem says they said he had radioed into his pit crew. He needed a shot because of sinus issues, and the G-force caused some issues. Maybe it was an aneurysm. That seems to track a bit more than anything else, but
could be. Well, here's the thing: the couple paid $10.4 million in premiums, operating under the assumption that they plan to be fully funded after 5 years to generate substantial life income. Discovery says they alarmed to receive the bill for a sixth premium payment upon consulting an independent financial firm discovered that the policies carried hidden fees, were exposed to risk in the market, and could potentially lapse, causing them to lose an estimated $8.5 million. They settled out of court for $8.5 million, which would have been their losses. They ended up paying $10.4. So the company, they ended up losing $2.5 million on this deal for this life insurance policy. So, like, I don't see how this is a conspiracy that his wife is killing him for this insurance money. That's just my take.
Well, yeah. Well, Reincarnated says Kyle Busch had a net worth of $80 million. His wife wasn't killing him over $9. And then Sling says they've already said how he died. Really?
And I looked all this morning. I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us how he died? I'd love to know. So, okay. But yeah, I mean, I've never heard of the guy until then, but I'm sorry that he died. That's bad. That sucks. Okay. Jacob says, I heard last night it was heart related. Okay. He's 41. Anything is possible. Okay. Let's, there you go. Was that the gist of the story, you guys, or is there something I'm missing?
That's everything we know.
Let's talk about, unless you got something else. I got stuff, but you got stuff too. Go for it, Wings, if you want.
Everything else is reactionary. Like your mama wanted us to react to this.
I saw it. It made no sense. It was stupid.
Yeah,
I don't
it
mean,
was dumb.
I thought it was dumb too, but I put it in. This is what your mama wanted us to react to.
Okay, well, put it up just to show people how bad this is. This is nothing funny. It was dumb. Is there audio?
His tires. Let me show you how we find your hole here at Jorge's Tires.
Did you guys see it?
What? See what?
Did you guys see the change?
How dare you?
No.
See, here's what's supposed to be the funny part about it. Like, woman,
Let me show you how we find your hole here at Jorge's Tires.
not woman.
Okay.
It's a dude. Now it's a dude in a blonde wig because the woman couldn't pick the tire up. That's the gist of it, I guess.
Okay.
I don't understand why it's supposed to be funny.
Well, what's the girl say at the end? What is she commenting on?
She says,
It wasn't you! Watch it again!
Thanks.
she said, was it you? Watch it again. Like, it's how this shit has clicks. I have no fucking clue. I could just picture your mama just laughing at this shit. I'm like, okay. Here's something interesting.
Can we just for a moment? Yo, mama. No, thank you. No, thank you for the advice.
Well, I'm glad he's trying to help. I'm willing to take help from anybody, but I just don't understand that clip. Maybe put some context on it next time. Like that's my thought, right? So here's something.
Okay.
This is, I want to say this is the third world country. It's probably fucking Florida, to be perfectly honest. But this is guys fishing for jellyfish. Like, look how dangerous this is. Oh, let's mute that shit. Like, look at this.
Holy shit. Is that a jellyfish?
Yeah, everything in the boat is jellyfish.
Oh my God. I thought that was like stones.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's standing on a bridge because that's water.
Correct.
Oh my God. I've never seen that. Why do you fish for jellyfish? To what end? Why do you want a jellyfish?
I have no clue why you want a jellyfish. I'm over here thinking, like, where's OSHA at? Because I worked in a steel mill and like we had to wear gloves and we had to have like all kinds of protective suits and.
Well, I'm guessing that wherever they are, like by the state of the boats and stuff, OSHA's probably not in their jurisdiction.
Yeah,
like
he's got a Che Guevara shirt on.
Well, see that boat over there in the distance? That doesn't look like I'm sure that wouldn't, pass a bunch of violation codes either. So, anyway. Yeah, that's amazing. I just thought it was like stone or something. It's weird.
You know what? I was researching this clip, and you know what I learned about this? That turtles are one of the only animals on the planet that actually eat jellyfish.
That's true.
And they have like a spike in their throat. And the reason like pollution is so bad for turtles is because plastic bags look like jellyfish to them underwater. So they eat the plastic bags thinking they're eating jellyfish.
You know what's interesting about that is if there is the circle of life and they have a spike that does that, right? Why do people think our stupid or our shit is immune from that? Like maybe our brains have allowed us to create things like plastic bags. And our brains have made us into people that don't mind polluting the oceans. And that's sort of our version of the spike or our version of, because these turtles are doing it by instinct and these, animals protect themselves and make mistakes by instinct, like not mistakes, but they do things that are instinctual that get them into trouble. But I don't know if it's one of those things that is it a sign of intelligence that we can recognize some of our bad behavior and curb it? Or are we supposed to go, no, that comes with the territory. you shouldn't be fucking with that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But at the same time, plastic bags are so convenient.
I don't know.
Like there's certain things like God, there's certain things that I love that are just bad for the environment, right? Like I love styrofoam cups, right? This is unsweet tea, but like I love styrofoam cups. Like they make every drink better. Like I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Jaffe. Like if you drink out of certain containers, it increases or decreases the enjoyment of the drink itself. Like styrofoam or like a nice hard glass is the best way to drink soda, for example.
I think there's a certain psychological aspect. Like we went to the movies the other night, and it was one of those movie theaters where they will bring the food to your seat. And so me and Calvin got a bottomless popcorn, and I got a Diet Coke. But the Diet Coke was bottomless, and they bring it to you in a plastic cup with ice, or not like a plastic one you throw away, but like one you would run through the dishwasher. And they gave me a straw. But I'm like, I don't want a fucking straw. I like when I get a glass like that, kind of like the Pizza Hut glasses, the old red pizza. I want to drink that straight up so I can feel the ice hitting my lips and my teeth. Now, is that just purely psychological? I don't fucking know. And I would much rather drink a Diet Coke out of a can than one of those plastic bottles.
Yeah, so like the polypropylene ones, yeah. Because like I don't think it's all mine. Like there's like for example like alcohol guys, like whiskey guys in particular, like they only want to drink like a whiskey out of like an oak barrel, right? You can tell if it's been stored in an oak barrel versus something else.
Well, that's like a flavor thing.
Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about is flavoring. Like styrofoam doesn't put in like the plastic flavoring in your drink, right? It tastes different. Like a Coke in a 20-ounce polypropylene bottle tastes different than a 20-ounce Coke in a glass bottle, and it tastes different than a Coke served in a fountain setting with like the styrofoam cup.
As an alcohol guy, I see what you're saying. I probably would relate it more to like, I would probably never drink an expensive whiskey out of like a fucking Dixie cup. All right. But if I'm having a cheap whiskey, fuck it. Put in the Dixie cup. I don't give a shit. The red Solo, give me the red Solo cup. But
what do you drink your expensive whiskey out of? Like what's your preferred?
Like a proper glass, like crystal, you know? That's probably it.
Kathy says do a blind taste test. That's hard though, because even if you're blindfolded, the very nature of it being in the bottle or the can, it's not blind because you can tell what you're drinking out of.
No, you can just do a straw. Just do a straw.
Oh, okay. All right. Good point. I was wrong, Kathy Gates, you smart knucklehead. I'm a dummy. Thank you. We should try that. We should try that.
We should do that. You get a Diet Coke in like 3 different flavors.
Yeah.
You'll be able to tell the fountain because it's mixed differently.
Yeah. Oh, Hillbilly Steve, I saw that. The scary movie popcorn bucket. In fact, I have it here. Is a bong, which is awesome. And I guess you can use it after.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How long ago did you first smoke something? Like ever?
The first time I ever smoked anything was probably I mean, I when I was a little kid, I would smoke my dad's pipe down in the basement with him sometimes, but not like 50 puffs, like 1 or 2 puffs, and that was it. But in terms of actually sitting down and smoking something, probably when I was 30 or something like 30.
Because I was under the impression like the weed thing was something that was newer to your life, like the last 10 years or so.
Well, okay, so the first time I did weed, I was 31 years old at a party. And I did it every now and then after that. But since I moved to San Diego and it's legal and they deliver it to your home, like I'm doing a stream tonight with Bunny Button and we're going to get high. Right? So I got high with her last weekend. So it's I'll probably get high once a week now or once every 2 weeks now.
Well, the question is like, how do you prepare yourself for that? Because like if somebody wanted to try to smoke like a gravity bong or a bong, like how do you prepare yourself for that? Is it like alcohol? Is it like a preferred taste? You just got to power through the first few. Like when does it become easy?
Well, it depends what you're going for, right? So right here are Caminos. This just tastes like, it's got a little bit of a weed taste to it, but it tastes like gummies. It's a cherry or whatever flavor this is, wild cherry gummy. But if you go out and get a vape, it doesn't really taste like much of anything. Some claim they have flavors like, oh, this is cotton candy dope. Okay, sure. But you just smoke it, you know? It's a date. You eat them.
You ever smoked a cigarette?
No.
Because I don't have anything to compare it to, because like I've only ever had secondhand smoke, and that hurts my lungs. So I've always figured like smoking like marijuana would hurt lungs too.
I think you would very much enjoy. I have smoked a cigar. Yeah, I enjoy that for a little bit, but not a lot. I think again, I don't know you well enough, Wings. I think you could go a couple of directions. There's a part of me that would hope if you smoke marijuana or take an edible, it will give you a kind of relief from your thoughts and your constant internal, negative thoughts about yourself, that I think it will be, if you allow that to happen, I almost want to cry thinking about it, because you deserve that. You deserve a respite. But if you can't settle into the trip, then I worry you're going to be one of those paranoid smokers. Like, you have to be willing to just say, I'm going to go on the journey. It's not going to kill me. Give up everything for a moment and see where it takes you. That's what I would hope for you if you do it. But I hope you do.
I mean, I've been considering it, because I just don't want to get addicted to anything. My wife said she thought I had ADHD the way my brain works, because I never can stop thinking. Like I'm always thinking about something.
At this point, you really need to figure out, because you may have ADD, but you're not willing to go to a fucking doctor. So who gives a shit? Right? I mean, you may have a lot of things that would make your life better if somebody knew, right? I mean, I'm sure somebody on Adderall, Ritalin, whatever. That shit's in and out of your body within less than a day. I chew through that shit in 6 hours, right? So find somebody who's on Ritalin, see if they'll let you borrow one and take it. See what it does.
Not legal or medical advice to take some prescription medication. This is in Minecraft, and we're not recommending that on a show.
You don't know much about me, but like Adderall scares me, because I used to be.
Everything scares you. Everything scares you.
Let me finish. Like, it scares me because I used to be in professional Call of Duty, and all those dudes were on Adderall.
Putting professional and Call of Duty together.
Well, it just means you were good enough at it that you made money doing it.
I know. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
And like all those guys were on Adderall. Like not every single one of them, but 70% of them were sitting there chewing Adderall at events and shit like that.
Yeah, because it helped them, but that doesn't mean that's not why you're taking it. Right?
Like I had a friend named X-Jaws. He got addicted to it to the point that he blew through his entire like YouTube fortune trying to get Adderall. Like it's an addictive substance.
Which is why when you go to a therapist and they say, oh, you passed the test for someone with ADD, let's get you on it, and it's a prescribed medication. And you don't have to worry about being addicted to it, because you blow through it, they won't give you any more. I've had months where literally my dog Ace, who just died, knocked the Adderall when he was like 4 off the counter, and he ate it. And he almost died. We spent like $4,000 keeping this dog alive, thank God. But I called the doctor, and she says, I can't give you any more. I said, I've got like 3 weeks without my meds. She says, I know, but it's what do they call it? A series controlled 1 substance. Or a controlled substance. She's like, you have to wait. You have to tough it out, because I'm not allowed to do that. So if you're on an actual prescription, it's responsible.
I did start my Effexor again.
Okay, good.
And I'm making an appointment with a therapist.
Good for you, Wings. I'm proud of you. I'm
not trying to say like I'm not like letting this shit go in one ear out the other. I'm
I know
to like improving my life.
Good. Well, I before you take the dope, make sure it doesn't interact negatively with the drugs you're on. But I would absolutely look into doing some dope and just see how it makes you feel. Most people will tell you, and it has been my experience, that dope is not addictive. Now, some people will say it is, but I don't have any craving. I want to do dope because it's fun for the show. And once a week, I like to do a stream where I don't really give a fuck. Like a stream like today, I loved streaming, but I am constantly, there's a voice in my head going, is it time to move on? Is the chat getting bored? Are our numbers good? Like there's 25% of my
solid.
brain that is always thinking about that. But when I take dope and I do a dope stream, it's nice to just, it's like sitting in a mental hot tub at the end of the week and just going, who gives a shit? Right. So that's my experience. By the way, do you see my screen?
I do see your screen. Like, what is our numbers? Because I took Keemstar's advice from Jester the other day and popped the chat out and put it on my screen, so I'm looking at the camera while I'm reading chat, so I can't see the numbers no more.
Numbers are great. Started off with 500 viewers, and we're up to 651.
Okay.
Actually,
that's not great.
Yeah,
How do all these other shows get thousands of views? What's wrong with us?
Oh, they don't say good, crazy shit, and it causes people to be a little off-put. That's what's happening.
They don't say crazy shit on those other shows?
Yeah.
They say crazy shit all the time.
No, they do crazy shit. They do the crazy things, Jaffe. But they don't say crazy shit. Like, let's say Rain, who competes against us, right? You have Nick MTV. He'll say, hey guys, thank you for watching our show. My child is just born and has some medical issues, and I have a lot of medical debt. Really appreciate you. You want to see me put my penis in hot sauce? That's the crazy shit. But they don't say the crazy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but like my issue is like Nightmare was obviously inebriated yesterday, and like you did like what was your view numbers yesterday with Nightmare drunk off his ass? Not Nightmare, Iceman.
Well, we also competed with Jester, who went live during our show for the second time in a row. Thank you, Keem. Love you. But we had 1,200 viewers. But it was botted for sure. We were probably only at 300, but we got botted up the ass. Allegedly in Minecraft.
What do you mean you got botted?
We on LolCow Gay, I guess someone was like mad at Keemstar doing the Jester stream and wanted to be like, look, you only have this many and the other show has more. So someone, I assume, possibly, maybe, threw us 1,000 botted viewers on our live stream during Keemstar's Jester stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, look. You see this picture?
Yes.
That's the woman playing Supergirl, right? Millie Alcock or Alcox or whatever, however you say her name.
Smash.
And oh yeah, she's beautiful. But I just want to show you something. This is what she said a couple of weeks ago. It just goes to, it speaks so much to some of the men on the internet. So she addressed the backlash she received after saying, her quote is, simply existing as a woman is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership over women's bodies. Okay, now she's saying, I didn't even say men, I said people. And they got so angry. I was like, you're proving my point. You're proving my point. And the backlash, she says, is from a lot of people whose profiles have no photo that are burner accounts or someone's name and then data for Christian, which is hilarious to me. But I mean, whose opinion do you care about? If you're pissing off the right kind of people, you're doing okay. Okay, that's where she stands now on this topic. But then so many of the comments are interesting marketing strategy. Attack your audience as bigots. Does she and the journalists not understand this is bigotry? As a woman, I can't stand this feminist grandstanding shit. Why can't you just be hot, badass superhero? She didn't have to say men. We knew it was implied. Where does it say? It says, never heard of this vapid bitch, but nobody gives a shit about women existing. She's right when the same people are in here as well. The idea that these guys are basically owning themselves and saying, you're insulting your audience. What a great way to make money. It's like, there's a point where you got to fucking put your fucking foot down. And it's like, fine, man. I mean, seriously, I told people when Twisted Metal 2012 came out, because they were pissed there was rap music on the soundtrack. And I said, you know what? If you're a racist, don't buy the game. I don't want your money. Right? I imagine she's saying the same thing. She's like, look, if you're some kind of asshole that only looks at women if you think they're fuckable or not, and you don't give them any other thought or credence, don't see the movie. And they're like, okay, we won't. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to make entertainment for these douchebags either. So, I mean, I get that it's probably not good business, but you know what? Fuck you. That's my answer.
I hate that I look like the dude on the right, and I get lumped in with him every fucking time.
Well, I don't know if you look like that guy. His face is more.
I'm a fat dude that plays video games.
Okay. Well, at least I don't know what to tell you.
Well, it's just like neck beards. Like people automatically assume I'm a neck beard because I'm a fat dude with a beard.
With a neck beard.
It's like I detest neck beards, and it's like, oh, and I get dubbed the king of the neck beards, and I'm like, dude, that's not me at all. Like I wouldn't consider myself a feminist by any means, but like I treat people as people.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Absolutely. Listen to this. Spooderman, thank you for the super chat. If y'all put more effort into the bare minimum, I see the potential for Crypt to become a top 5 show. We need more details than that. What does that mean? What does that look like? But thank you for the super chat. 100% of the as a woman posts are men. Well, I don't think that's true if I understand your comment. Jaffe Wing said Sydney Sweeney was a 6 out of 10. I mean, he has a right to have his. I will say that Sydney Sweeney is clearly a sexy, attractive woman, personally, but I don't think she's the best. Like, I don't lose my shit over Sydney Sweeney compared to, again, I think a woman here we go. I think Millie Alcox is more attractive than Sydney Sweeney. I absolutely do. But
that's the eye of the beholder, though, right? It's like,
of course,
what you like in a partner matters here in that situation.
Right. Okay. I enjoy the show, Jaffe. I would enjoy it more if some of the subjects were delving into deeper. Yeah, I get that, but the hard part about that is this. Not even the hard part, but the problem with that is this. Bumblebee says, "I love it when we rate women." Well, look, we have to be in a place where we're able to recognize that men and women, let's just assume we're talking about straight people, like the opposite sex. And there is a pure animalistic aspect to that attraction. And there's nothing wrong with talking about it. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging it. Don't tell me women don't sit around and go, "Oh my God, did you see the new guy up on, I don't know, IT? Holy shit, he's fucking hot as shit." I mean, come on. But bring a woman on or tell me a guy. We'll try to rate a man if you want. But that's not, I'm only bringing it up in this case because it's what she brought up. And I agree with her. I think she's right. If you only look at her and you're like, the only value of her is talking about her body, then yeah, I think that's a real problem. That's a real fucking problem. Okay, wait. I was going to read something. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of.
I'll say this: that yes, we rate women, but I'll rate anything. Like if you want me to rate cheeseburgers, I do that. Men, farm animals. Like there's multiple ways to rate something.
Right. Mood Poisoning says Timothy Oliphant, who was in The Girl Next Door, and a lot of other things. I know people say Justified, but that's where I know him from, is so beautiful. Yeah, good-looking dude. Somebody says Ryan Gosling, good-looking dude. I wish I was good-looking like Ryan Gosling, no doubt. Jacob, about going into topics deeply. So the problem with that is there are shows that are all about nothing other than aliens. Like we had Red Panda on a couple of weeks ago, and his whole internet persona is aliens 24/7. And so any topic we have, we can't compete and don't want to compete with the experts because we can't, because we have so many topics and we're not a topic specific show. It's not like we just cover UFOs or video games or this or that or the other. So for us, it's more like a buffet. The food at the buffet is not as, the sushi at the buffet is not as good at the sushi at the official sushi restaurant, but it's enough sushi to go, I like this.
That's true.
And now we're moving on to something else kind of thing. That would be my response.
Speaking about sushi and how good it is, Carl, welcome to Band World. Also, Spawn Killer Wings, explain how it costs 10K for blood work. I don't know what that's about.
I can.
Before
I can.
let me finish. There's only a couple of super chats. We'll circle back to that. Anna G says, "Yes, Wings. I'm so happy for you taking steps to help." Beastman says, I come here because this show isn't a bunch of craziness." And Spooderman says what we read before. All right, so go ahead, Wings.
So when I had the weight loss surgery, I didn't have health insurance at the time. I wasn't married. I did YouTube, which is 1099K contractor work. So you don't have health insurance unless you buy it a la carte. So I chose to get the Mexican surgery. So the money that people donated would go further so I could have aftercare, right? Because like, here's the thing. If you go get your stomach cut out in Mexico, an American doctor doesn't want to touch you, right? He doesn't want to deal with somebody else's work. So like that's a risk that you take for going across the border to get it done cheaper. So when I came back, there's things that you got to do. Every 3 or 4 months, you got to go have blood work done. And this blood work's extensive. They want to make sure your body's processing nutrients and doing everything the right way. You got to get a personal care provider. And I did all this without health insurance in the American system. So like blood work, I think cost me somewhere around the ballpark of $1,700 every 4 months for the entire like suite of blood work doing. And granted, did it cost $10,000? I think I did it for like 6 or 7 things. I don't know. Close to it. It might have been. That's how it costs $10,000 because it gets very expensive when you got to pay out of pocket and full price. Did that answer your question? And Anna, thank you. Like, I want to get better. I don't want to be this my whole life. It is what it is.
But hopefully it doesn't have to be, right?
It doesn't have to be. You're right.
Yeah. Bree, this is where I'm confused. She says, problem is men rate women as a gotcha. I don't know what that means. And trying to pick women apart more and more on the internet. Well, that's not what I'm doing. You guys did it the other day on here. Jaffe's example about a hot IT guy is mute. It's not online. I don't understand that comment. How if I'm looking at Millie Alcox and I'm looking at Sydney Sweeney and someone says which one is hotter, I'm not picking anybody apart or doing it as a gotcha. I'm going, oh, I think Millie Alcox is a lot more attractive. I think Rebecca Ferguson is a lot more attractive. That's all I've been doing. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't understand what you're saying. Jacob says it's not a competition with like-minded people about certain subjects. It's almost like a tip of the hat to them, and there's nothing wrong with crediting them. Well, yeah, of course, but we're also not going to spend hours diving into every topic before we talk about it. It is not that kind of show. And I'll just be frank with you. Madhouse was more that kind of show, but it wasn't lucrative enough. I mean, that becomes more than a full-time job. You spend all day going down many rabbit holes, and it might be appreciated by someone who's really into the subject, but this is more about coming and shooting the shit and talking about interesting things. And we're going to get some stuff wrong and some stuff right, but hopefully at the best, it will make you go, that sounds interesting. I'm going to spend my own time looking into that, but that's not, I'm not interested in doing a show where I have to fucking become a journalist, and it's not what this is. So, but I hear you. I appreciate it for sure. But yeah,
I could spend 45 minutes telling you how to push a corner in Call of Duty if you'd like.
Oh, I know how. You have to look at it like a pie. You basically, you do not rotate, because when you rotate, Wings taught me this, when you rotate before you come around the corner, you're giving up your visual for half a second. But if you rotate before you come around the corner, you're immediately aware, right? That's the gist of it. Yeah.
Right.
This is very helpful.
But that's the basic, that's the teal deer.
That was a great tip, and a tip I got from I actually got an esports coach one just for a stream thing. And the best thing he told me, and he was absolutely right. He said, the number one thing I tell people is you have to remember to breathe. And he says, a lot of times when you recognize it, you catch yourself when you're playing single player, multiplayer, whatever, but you're so amped up that your adrenaline gets in the way, and you have to when you just calm down and breathe, you play better. And I have found that to be true for me anyway. So
I can give you another quick one if you want right now.
Yeah. What you got? Keep
your cursor higher than you're comfortable with, because if you have to adjust down, you're hitting them in the chest and the stomach area. If you have to adjust up, you're shooting over their head. So if you keep it higher, no matter where you adjust, you're still getting hits.
Okay, that makes sense. And I assume you increase your chances of getting a headshot.
Correct.
Yeah.
It keeps you from pointing your cursor down while you run. Because a lot of people, when they run in Call of Duty, they'll point the cursor to the ground like their soldiers' heads down.
Why?
And you probably do it too. I've watched you play.
I don't. What I do, what somebody taught me also, Rob the Mod taught me this, and I just never thought about it, is I would run into rooms and then I would aim down sights. Mm-hmm. And Rob's playing like he'll run and aim down sights. He'll run and aim down sight. Like it's a constant, right? Because you don't want to aim down sights the whole time because you're too slow. But I'm constantly just like 10 steps up, 5 steps up, 5 steps up. And my game's gotten a lot better. I was doing pretty well for me until the new one came out and I stopped playing. So
rule of thumb is corners. Like don't ever run through a corner. Like a doorway, a 90-degree angle. Anytime you hit a 90-degree angle, guns up, strafe across.
Yeah.
Cut the pie. Like that's how you keep from getting caught. Like sometimes you're gonna get caught flat-footed in the open, and that just sucks, right? Call of Duty has a 0.2 second time to kill.
Mr. Rob, thank you for sending the what was it called? Flow state icon over on the jewels and stuff. We appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. I want to ask you guys, Tech and Wings, a question, because this is what I don't get about the LCU. Diogo has said this before, because I was talking about why we don't compete against these other shows that are like deep dives into UFOs and stuff. He says, Jaffe, but those shows are outside of the LCU. Why are you comparing yourself? You still don't understand what the selling point of the LCU is. When I hear that, I think that is ridiculous, because he's talking about the LCU as if the majority of people treat it like, well, I subscribe to Netflix. So yeah, there may be a competing show on Hulu, but I don't have Hulu. But the LCU is on not just the internet, but even if you want to clamp it down and say it's on YouTube, it's not like there's a cost to leaving, watching LolCow Crypt and going, let me go over to Joe Rogan. Let me go over to whatever the guy, any of these guys that are experts. No, he's not, but they'll have experts on. He says this all the time. The selling point is what? That you're just locked into the LCU all day? I mean, that seems... I don't think that's the majority of people who watch these shows, but maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think?
Well, one, Diojo's a troll, but two... I think that we don't have enough outside access to other fucking communities to really do that type of work, right? If we were going to focus on that and try and do more focused stuff and not compete with the LCU, we would have to really focus on it. Because right now, a lot of the bread and butter is spread because of LCU, correlation, community.
Meaning there's too many shows.
Sure.
I mean, that's what you're saying, which is the people who watch the LCU stuff...
no, it's not. I'm not saying there's too many shows. What I'm saying is because all of our shit is like within the LCU, there is no outside reach. If you want to play to the strengths of what you get from being here, it is to do that. So if we wanted to do something differently, we'd have to really fucking focus on making a show that is attractive to outside audiences.
Okay, but what Diogo or whatever is saying is that because most people don't leave the LCU, we would have success diving deep into a specific topic. I haven't seen that. I didn't see that with Nerds back in the day. I didn't see that with Madhouse. So anyway, okay. Is it beneficial to America, says Spooter, thank you for the super chat, to have multiculturalism?
You don't let Wings respond.
To what?
The question.
I didn't have anything to respond with. He can go on. You answered it perfectly, Tech.
He was nodding. I assumed he agreed. Is it beneficial to America to have multiculturalism? Because if so, why isn't China and Russia importing Indians by the millions? I'll give this one. Let Wings take this one. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Let's see. What was the question again?
Is it a benefit to America to have multiculturalism? Because if so, why aren't China and Russia importing Indians by the millions?
Oh, so this is a racist question. The answer is yes. It's important to have multiculturalism because it's the identity of America itself. Like, I like being able to go to the side store and get Chinese food or Mexican food or any kind of food it is. I like the different cultures I have access to at any given time. I like seeing new things, right? Like the different ideas that are brought and put in the same melting pot makes the soup better, right? Like if you want to whitewash everything and be like, oh, our customers are the only customers that are worth anything, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're not the greatest country on earth, which America is the greatest country on earth. We have bad takes, we have bad history, but as an all, like we've always proved that we make it through.
Okay. I don't agree that I don't know if we're the best country on earth. I think that's a dangerous take.
Which country would you pick? Denmark?
I wouldn't pick any country. What does that even mean? The best country? If you want to be specific and say what country provides X better than any other country, then we can have a real discussion. But anything else is just talking points meant to get people to go, yeah.
I mean, like there's some to say like America is where it is right now because we have all the land we do and all the oil, and we've got two big old oceans to protect us from everybody else in the world.
Okay, so you're saying geographically speaking, America is the best positioned country to be able to not be invaded.
Well, there's that. I'm going to tell you're making that point. I'm making that point that where you can talk about that. But like, you know, there's other things that countries do better. Like France has got better healthcare. You know, Denmark's considered the happiest place on earth. You know, Germany has a higher education standard than America.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So when people say this is the greatest country, I'm just kind of going, I think we need to be specific related to what we're talking about. Because otherwise it just, you know.
I'm a little biased when I say this, but like I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Right? Like if you gave me a choice, be like, all right, Jordy, you can go live anywhere you want in the world. Right? I'm not going to go live in Thailand or like Vietnam, or, you know, or Germany. Like their customs are way too different than what I like. Right? Like I like the American culture. Right? Like if I wouldn't live in Japan, you think I'm going to eat octopus? No, I'm good. I'm good. Where's my fucking chili cheeseburger at?
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I've only been to a couple other countries and they were great.
Would you live there?
I mean, if the scenario I would have no I mean, I wouldn't want to live in Japan because of the language, but I loved being in Japan. It was very nice. The parts of Mexico I went to were nice. There's a lot of a lot of places I would like to explore, maybe living in, but you know, it's not just what you're used to. Freedom makes us great. Shut up.
Alex Jones. Nobody cares about that, but thank you for the $10. But if you want us to set a goal, we'll set a goal that won't get hit.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
$2,000 and we will get it set up. By the way, Jaffe, it's time for the plate.
Yeah, fellas, do you know how much money we've made today? Look.
Not much.
Let me explain something to you guys. You guys know. Look. We got to put the plate out. We got to pass the plate around. And we have to say, look, because we do a show like this, which is the best show in the LCU, the smartest show in the LCU, we have to say, look, we're not going to do the stupid shit that a lot of people do. But we have to literally stop the show towards the end and ask for money. Today has been a historically low day for us financially. I'm just telling you the truth. And if you can see it in your accounting this month to reach in to your wallet, your pocketbook, your crypto account, whatever it is, we would really appreciate it. We would appreciate super chats and memberships. And don't forget, we have movie day coming up tomorrow. There are some people who are not members that are here that might enjoy joining us tomorrow at 2:00. We do this every week in the Discord for 2 motion pictures. Tomorrow it will be Tommy Boy and it will be Enemy Mine. So, yeah, we would love it. Cashed out my Bitcoin, AMAC. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it very, very much. Thanks, buddy. Jaffe says, Diogo, I'm not a troll. Ask what's his name? Keem. The majority aren't here for your knowledge on anything. We're here because you're a LolCow and you say dumb shit.
Was that a super
That's
chat?
The entertainment. No, but I'm reading it. I don't.
We need money. Fuck you, Diogo, you're a troll. I've checked your channel activity. You literally just troll the chat every day, and Jaffe's going to believe you because he's getting one guide by a single comment. Drop that on a 10.
My God. I'm just saying, Diogo, that's not how I see it, but, go get your own fucking show, you fucking know-it-all bitch.
Yeah. Tell him.
Okay. Keemstar's going to take all the money. Yeah, he might. Thanks for the conversation, says Jacob. Thank you so much, buddy, for the super chat. We very much appreciate that generosity coming into the money laundering operation that is the LCU. Wink. Thank you for that. And then Happy Solitude, thank you as well. Please don't ever do the stupid shit. I won't. I'll be gone before that. Have a great weekend. You as well, Happy Solitude. Thank you for all the support you show our show. We appreciate it. Tech hates me because I'm not going to read that one. Hey, Breezy Mac, when are you coming back, baby? Breezy Mac dropping a 20. Now that's the kind of money that gets a guy laid in Tijuana. Thank you so much. Happy Friday, says Breezy Mac. We appreciate it. Happy Friday to you. I'm so tired of this one guide bullshit you guys talk about. You understand. You go do a fucking live show. I do like 2 to 3 multi-hour streams a day. Do you think I just have everything at the ready to talk about? I depend on the chat to make something interesting sometimes. 100%. So I'm like, you're getting one guide. No, I'm taking Diogo's shit and I am going, I can use this for more content. Getting one guide. What? No, I'm stealing his material and I'm using it to my benefit. What are you talking about? Anyway, me on the other hand, I'm here every day with the green name to post brain dead comments. Thank you, bro. We appreciate you, man. Hey, Jaffe, say hey to make tech mad. You got it. Your mom. Beastman, thank you so much. Oh my God. Speaking of Beastman, thank you, Beastman, for the very generous super chat. We appreciate it. Did you guys see the late? I don't want to keep going on and on about Masters of the Universe. But did you guys see the final trailer? That thing's batshit, man. I cannot wait for this movie.
First trailers yet, honestly.
Yeah, the new one looks good. Deets on the streets, thank you for the super chat. All my mad money goes to fluff, but here's a 5 for the interesting conversation. Thank you, buddy. That's how we get you. There's a little free taste of the conversation. You'll be back. You'll be back. What is the rest of it? I don't know. I love that musical, but it's been a long time. Thank you very, very much, Deets on the streets. Jaffe says pickled. Just so you're aware, questions about multiculturalism are racist dog whistles. Sweden and Japan are so nice because it's all one culture. You know what? I don't care. I'm not a racist. I'm an open-minded guy, and if somebody has a question, I'll answer it. If it's a racist question, I'll call them out on their racism. But I honestly didn't understand what that guy was spending his money to type. The actual chat, I didn't understand what he was talking about. But I appreciate the heads up and the warning, but racists are going to racist. And I think they're pieces of shit. What a sad person to be a racist. Anyway, Bree, thank you for the super chat. Friday, happy Friday. Let's wind. What is that?
Let's smoke our way
into the long weekend. Maybe we could do a member day where we come up to ask Jaffe crew questions. That'd be cool.
I don't know. There's certain people I dislike.
Yeah, but I thought that was the way it worked anyway. If you're in the Discord, you can always put yourself in the waiting room and we'll bring you up if there's time or if there's a break. But I would be great if you want to make it a specific day. Big block of cheese day. Red Sheets Metal, thank you for the super chat. What do you all think of solar energy? Should new houses come with solar installed? I don't have enough data, but I think there is enough corruption in the energy space that I can't know what to trust about how effective solar is. I'd like to think it is effective and it's just a bunch of propaganda from the oil companies keeping it from becoming more embraced, but I honestly don't know enough about it to speak to it.
I'm gonna do what people hate. I'm gonna speak confidently about something I know very little about, but I dated this girl who sold solar panels to people for a living, and she was 100% thought it was a scam because they mainly targeted elderly people who had houses that needed roofs, and they would finance the solar panels and all the installation with a new roof. So they would like package them together, and they would put them on like 15 or 20-year loans, and they would basically be paying on them till the day they died. Right, and they would do very little to actually alleviate their light bill. Sometimes it would actually make their light bill go up.
Do you know who Captain Sparkles is?
Yes.
Okay, Jeff, are you familiar with who this is?
No.
Okay, prolific YouTuber. I think he's at 11.5 million subscribers. He recently put a video out, I think it was last week, and the video is called "This Shouldn't Be Legal." And it goes over how his mother-in-law, before she passed away, had signed up for solar on her house. And her solar bill, just the paying off the lease, was like $480 a month, let's just say. Right? Her electric bill beforehand was $490. So she was paying all this money. She still had to pay some money to the electric company. She died, and they wouldn't let them get out of the contract for like another like 25 years or some shit. And they wouldn't let them like sell the house without including that to the next person they were trying to sell the house to. And it became this whole nightmare. But apparently this is like a big practice, is to find old people, get them to sign up for solar, trick them about the energy benefits. It actually costs them more than like electricity does. And then it's to pass on the debt to the next of kin. Like that's kind of the goal.
Deets on the sheet says 20 panels took about $400 a month off our power bill. First off, how do you have a $400 a month power bill?
I just paid $380 for my power bill this month.
Yeah, and when I lived in Vegas,
mine's like $120.
Yeah, lucky you. But you know, metropolitan area. Yeah, when I lived in Vegas, my house I think was $530 a month. Electricity in the summer. In the wintertime, it's maybe $410. Should be fucking expensive, Wings.
He says it's data centers, and like I was actually going to do a story on that today. I just didn't have time. I was going to put it together, and I thought Jaffe would hate it and call it boring. He's like boring. Where I want to talk about like the space on like on the lines.
Well, you mean like Utah's data center that's massive? And look, it's not that it's boring. It's that I think it could be really interesting. I mean, it's a big deal, and it's tough because look, man. I think AI, when it comes to using the internet, has been such an accelerant. And I don't mean AI art or movies, just the way you communicate with your computer now is, I'd never want to lose that. But I also understand that we may have to say, this is not something we can handle because it's too disruptive to the environment. And I would be okay with that if that were true. But no, I'd be up for a story about that for sure.
It's like the thing is like your electricity cost doesn't go up. What you're actually paying for is space in the line itself, because because here's what's happened, right? Like people's electric bill has pretty much been stable for the last 25 years, and it's not because people haven't been using more electricity. It's because the devices that we've used have actually went down in energy, right? TVs have gotten more efficient, monitors have gotten more efficient, lights have gotten more efficient. Right, so that kept the same amount of energy, but with more people using or requesting electricity, right? But they were able to use the same amount of energy. Now we're getting to the point with data centers that we're actually using more energy, and so there's only so much space that can come through the line itself, and like you're paying for that space. So your electricity is not going up, your distribution is going up. Like, so you're paying for the distribution spot in the line, and you're basically paying a premium for that. So you're paying real estate in the actual line itself.
Did you guys hear, speaking about data centers, that certain data center companies are offering to install a micro data center in your home? They will pay for your electricity bill and give you a stipend every year if they can install it in like your garage or somewhere in your house, which will just have like a bunch of graphics cards and other shit. To help mitigate the load on massive data centers in your city. So instead of having, go ahead. Will
they pay for my cancer treatment when I get cancer from having it in my basement?
No, Jaffe, it's a graphics card. It's like big computers in your fucking home.
They'll be like, what happened to our graphics card? It's like tech took it and put it into this computer. They should not trust us at all.
Yeah, but they're willing to do it for certain metropolitan areas have been discussing this plan to lower the load of data centers. And if they do micro data centers in your house, they don't have to use as much water, apparently. Although it does heat up your home quite some bit.
Well, I'm just saying is if somebody builds a data center near your house, it's going to make your water and light bill go up. That's the teal deer of everything, because the grid needs to be upgraded, and we haven't upgraded the grid in 30 years, and it just can't handle data centers, and that's why everybody's power bill is going up. South Carolina is actually fighting against data centers right now. You can look this up, and that's why my light bill is like $120. And
a lot of people
like
are
upset.
Red Sheets Metal, Andover, New Jersey tried to rush a data center. The town is still fighting back with officials. Recently, a man got suplexed by a cop at a town meeting. Yeah, well, that's bad for its own reasons, but
I don't have a doctorate in power distribution systems, but I do have a background in metallurgy. And I have a background in working at a metal foundry. And what we built was transformer cores, like those boxes. Because like electricity just doesn't go from the source to your house without losing energy, right? You have to kind of like amp it up. And we built those transformer cores to keep it amped up with like magnetics. There's like these big metal coils that go in there that we built, and they go with the magnetics, and it recharges the electricity and sends it back out on the line to make it to your house, so you can have electricity further and further away from the source.
Yeah. Jaffe, I don't know if you knew this. Speaking about Reggie's Metal donation, the treasurer for, I believe it's Saline Township in Michigan, she recently resigned, I think 2 days ago, because there's a data center proposal on the table for their area, and it seems like the rest of the staff is like on board about approving it. She had received over 100 death threats to her kids, to her husband, and so it caused her to officially resign. She said, "I'm not
death threats because she wanted it or didn't want it."
Because she's the treasurer, and it's on her board to go over the finances for it. She didn't have any say on approving it or anything, just doing the math on whether it's going to benefit the county or the town.
But were the death threats people who wanted it, or what were the death threats about? They didn't want it. Okay.
If you install this, I hope and will ensure that my prayers go towards a slow, painful death for you, your kids, your husband, shit like that. Like people were sending like, oh, I know your kid goes to this elementary. You know, I know that you pick up your kid at 4:15 p.m. every day. Shit like that. So she resigned.
I was just going to say what's interesting is I'm older than both of you guys. And I don't know. There's like only one or two subjects I can speak expertly on. You guys seem to know everything about everything. That's impressive. I barely know anything. How did that happen?
I'm only an expert in 3 subjects.
Metallurgy.
No, I'm not an expert in there. Like I actually didn't even finish the school. I got actually going to school for it. And 2008 housing crash happened, and the company I was working for, which was paying me to go to school for it, pulled the funding because they lost all their accounts. So like I didn't get to finish the schooling for it, but I have a background in it, right? Because like I worked at a foundry, and I was like, oh, I'm a young man. I don't want to fucking pick up slag paddles the rest of my life. I want to get to somewhere where my back isn't going to fail me, right? I'm also a big dude, so that was the line of thinking there, because I thought I was going to work at that foundry till the day I died, right? And then the 2008 housing crash happened, and then I got into YouTube, right? That's how my life worked there. But cars, I'm like Chevy trucks from like 1970 to like current day, I'm an expert in. And I'm pretty good at Call of Duty. Those are the 3 things in my life I can say I'm an expert in.
Somebody asked, by the way, speaking of your expertise in Call of Duty, we should play Call of Duty with the community. I think that should be a goal. I think if we get like $300 or 300, whatever, we'll do a game night with Call of Duty. We'll play with members. I'd do that.
Whatever. As long as can we play Black Ops 6 instead of 7?
Yeah, I ain't playing 7. 7 shit.
Yeah.
Or anything. We can play Fortnite. I mean, I know you love Call of Duty, and I get it, but
I can play any shooter.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to do that, let us know.
Yeah,
we'll set it up.
We should do a us 3 versus like 10 chatters, 3v10.
Cool.
I mean, Jaffe's our handicap because he sucks at video games, but me and Wings will carry.
Hell Let Loose. The Vietnam Hell Let Loose is about to come out, which is pretty cool. Bree says, can we play the new Subnautica 2? How many people can get into not a match, but a co-op at one time? Thank you for the super chat. The bro that survived, thank you. He says, time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. You goddamn right. Mortal Kombat? Yeah, we'll play whatever the fuck you guys want. We can do a game night. We'll make it a goal. We'll start at Monday with the goal, and we'll see if we can get it.
I'd rage. I don't get that mad at video games. Like everybody assumes I get mad at video games because you watched me get mad at video games 20 years ago. Like, you understand, I'm a whole different person than I was back then.
Hunter Call of the Wild. Oh, that game's so fucking good. Jaffe, have you played that game?
I've never played that.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's a hunting game. I think the DLC in that game, I probably spent like $140 on total, or whatever all the DLC is I have. But you go out and you track down fucking animals and you shoot them from afar. You use fucking rifles. You use fucking bows and shit. You get points for hitting them in like the vital spots and not fucking up the head of the animal and all this shit. It's really good. It's a really good game.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, it sounds like a game. I bet Jaffe's old enough to get the reference. I didn't get the reference. My guess is maybe Real Genius with Val Kilmer, but I don't know. I wanted to tell you guys about a game real quick, but yeah, I would love to do a game night with the community. I'm trying to think. I did play the new Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun 2 demo last night. That was pretty good. Oh, The Adventures of Elliot, baby. I've been playing that. That's an action RPG like the old school Zeldas. So good. So fucking good. Anyway, okay, let's focus. Let's focus, Jaffe. I'm sorry about chewing gum. I told Tommy C the other day, I said, you make chewing gum on the stream look really cool. He's like, no, people get mad at me about it. So I tried to make it look cool, but I guess I don't. People don't like it, so I'll swallow it.
Jaffe's going to come back.
Gum.
Why not? Why do people act like that's a big deal? You swallow your food, don't you? It's just food.
Do you swallow your cigarettes? Do you put your cigarettes in your mouth?
No, because why would I do that? It doesn't taste good. I don't smoke cigarettes, but you know.
Dumb.
I think it's because people don't do it because it takes a long time to dissolve or something like that. Like it lives in your intestine. It's not. That's such a lie. It's just gum. Go look at your poo. It comes out in your poo like the next day. I know people want to push me as a know-it-all. Like, I just like to learn. I love to learn. Like, if I'm not here, if I'm watching something when I eat or something, it's usually something to do with learning. Like that's my stuff.
Diogo, that's up to Tech. He says he sent a super chat. Tech, I didn't see it, but if you saw it, we'll read it. Yeah. I mean, we have a list of all the super chats he can go through. I don't know what it was.
I probably could. Yeah.
You don't like Diogo, do you?
No, he's a loser troll. Fuck that guy.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you poor thing. Diogo says, got him. Yeah. Is your day good now? You non-contributing zero? Do you feel like your day's better now? How hard is it? What little neurons or dopamine drips occur? Because, oh, look, somebody paid attention to me. Were you not paid attention to as a child? I got a lot of attention as a child. It was delightful.
You know what the troll is, right? He never sent a super chat.
I get it.
He just got you.
I get it, but he says got him, and then he's like laughing emoji, and I'm like, oh no.
Well, the thing is we're spending more time talking about him instead of the people that actually super chatted.
There you go, Jeff.
If it's maybe he's more interesting than the person.
I
don't know.
Well, here's what there is. There's 5 minutes left. Again, the movies for tomorrow, that is going to be 2 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. EST are... Take it away, Wings.
We have Tommy Boy and we have Enemy Mine. I'm not particularly happy with Enemy Mine because I've seen it 500,000 times, but it's a pretty good movie. I got to give it that. It's a movie where like a fighter and an alien fighter are fighting each other in airplanes. They are dogfighting. They shoot each other down.
Don't ruin it. It's a sci-fi motion picture. It's good.
Now, Jaffe, Anna G wants you to answer this. What do y'all think about nuclear energy? I think it's
this was her super chat, right?
Chat, yeah.
I think if we can harness it safely, I think it's wonderful. But I don't know what the consensus is on that kind of power. Here we go. Go ahead, Wings.
It's scary to me because like we can't get rid of it. Like the waste that comes out of it. That's the scary part of me. I'm not so much worried about nuclear meltdowns or things like that. I'm worried about the fact that we had to have a study of people that said, well, we can't get rid of it. Let's put it in a barrel. Let's stick it in caves out in Nevada. Right. And we can't just put a skull and crossbones on it because future societies won't know what a skull and crossbones means. Like our whole culture might die out by the time this thing has a half-life. Right. Because it lasts like 500,000 years or something like that. Right. Like that's how long it takes for like one of these like isotopes from like nuclear waste to like die out. Fun fact, it's going to be the last light that humans ever made.
Okay.
Like if we died out today, the nuclear energy in the Nevada caves would be the last man-made light ever made.
Okay. As a boy from Nevada who had to do a lot of projects around Yucca Mountain, no. The regular nuclear waste is like 100 to 300 years. And then the high yield nuclear waste that you would use in fuel rods is between 1,000 and maybe 10,000 years, 500,000 years. That's too crazy. But nuclear energy.
Well, shoot it into space,
or shoot it into Iran. Anyways, nuclear waste is not that big of a deal. Nuclear energy is super good. We should be using nuclear energy. We need to build more nuclear reactors. That's what we need. Honestly, stop burning coal. Stop burning fucking oil. Nuclear is the future. I'm a big fan.
I think nuclear energy would be the future as well, because like the shooting into space is ideal, but the idea is like how do you shoot it into space so far it doesn't get caught in like the planet's inertia, right?
Well, we can land a fucking rover on an asteroid that's moving. I'm sure we can figure out how to.
Yeah, but how much money does it cost to launch it in space? Yeah, let's shoot it into the sun. Let's make that unstable.
Red Sheets Metal, thank you for the super chat. We can get rid of a lot of things, hence landfill. You goddamn right. Loving Wings on here, says Amber Heard. This is my favorite show in the LCU. Also love Tech and Jaffe. We love you right back. Let's go to the sock hop, baby. Listen real quick. If you go into the weekend and you're looking for something to play and you like adventure games and you like semi-cozy game, there's a really good game out right now on Game Pass, but you can also buy it. It's called Call of the Elder Gods. It is a sequel to Call of the Sea, which I played and I liked it. I didn't love it. But this one so far, I'm about 6 hours in. It is just a delight from start to finish so far. So Call of the Elder Gods, if you like games like Myst, but not the stupid puzzles of Myst. So it's that kind of pace game. It's like a mix of Indiana Jones and H.P. Lovecraft. It's really, really well made. It's really, really good. Highly recommended. So Jordy's unintentionally hilarious. A true LolCow, says Google Video Man. Well, he likes that. Thank you, pal. Yeah.
Did you ever play Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss? It came out recently. Did you?
I have it. I haven't played it yet.
You should play that. Like I haven't. I just want to see you play it because I'm interested in it, but I don't feel like
I heard it wasn't very good. Is all. That's the reason.
My big thing is it doesn't have combat. Like when I buy a game, I want the game to have some level of combat in it, and I've heard that one has no combat. Like it's just one of those games, kind of like Slender Man or Outlast, that you just kind of like run from enemies and you kind of like do puzzles and stuff.
Well, okay, then yeah, Call of the Elder Gods, then you won't like because there's no combat in Call of the Elder Gods. It's and so maybe it's like the one you're talking about too, the Cthulhu one. It's more of an adventure game, really, but it's really good. Mimi Cherry, welcome to Band World, buddy. We appreciate that. Very, very nice. Thank you so much. Is it a puzzler? It is a puzzler, but it doesn't just feel like it's not like an escape room.
Well, that was the show. Game. Thank you everybody for checking out LolCow Crypt on Friday, our last episode of the week. We will see you tomorrow for movie night. If you are a cash cow or higher in the Discord, 2 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. EST. Love you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, you guys.
Wings, you want to say goodbye? There you go. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Billy.